Hello, beautiful truth seekers. Welcome in or welcome back to the Third Flame Tarot. My name is Amber. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm really glad that you're here. This reading is going to be for the sign of Gemini. Now, Gemini season will start May 21st and go to June 20th. Geminis are a mutable air sign, and the mutables are known as the editors of the zodiac. Gemini sits in the third house on the zodiac wheel, which is all about communication and your interactions with others. Now, Geminis are very social. They love engaging in deep conversation and expressing themselves with words. Gemini's ruling planet is Mercury, which is all about curiosity, communication, wit, and logic. Now, although sometimes flighty, Geminis are social butterflies, and they're sure to keep you engaged in conversation for hours. Some body parts associated with Gemini are the hands, the arms, and the lungs. And some colors associated with Gemini are going to be yellow and, of course, blue, which I've got my blue light today to help me channel Gemini energy. Gemini, some cool things going on for Gemini right now is Jupiter is sitting in the sign of Gemini. Now, Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, and it represents good fortune and expansion. So I love Jupiter. I'm super happy for Gemini because Jupiter's my favorite planet. So embrace that beautiful Jupiter energy. Anyway, let's get started with your reading. I'm excited to see what comes out. Gemini, 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 Gemini. 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 Spirit, we're looking for any information on the Gemini collective, air. Gemini, air collective. We're looking for any communication on the Gemini collective, please. We're looking for a general message, general energy, please, in the collective for Gemini. Base energy for Gemini, please. Base energy for Gemini. Base energy for Gemini, please, Spirit. One more shuffle, please. One more shuffle. Base energy for Gemini, please, Spirit. We're looking for a general energy for the collective of Gemini. Five of Wands. Wow, okay. And Judgment. Okay. So the first card we have here is the Five of Wands. And you can see on the card there, they're engaging in arm wrestling. Now, that to me symbolizes friendly competition. The Five of Wands is generally a card of competition, jealousy, strife, arguing, that kind of stuff. But in this energy, it looks friendly to me. It doesn't look like the traditional Rider-Waite Five of Wands. And then the next card we have is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is all about rest and rejuvenation after conflict. So the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. And it's interesting because this card came out in Aries reading as well. So I'm not sure why it's reappearing again. Perhaps you might be involved with an Aries. don't quite know yet. We're going to need to get some more information. But the Four of Swords, as you can see here, she's just laying down. Her eyes are closed. She's laying in the water. She's resting and recuperating. The Four of Swords is about exhaustion, withdrawal from struggle, and your attention is drawn inward. So it's a very quiet card, a quiet, peaceful energy. Now, on a traditional Rider-Waite, there is a knight laying on a bed, and underneath the bed is a single sword, which represents the Ace of Swords. So truth. The Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity. So perhaps some kind of truth, is connected to this competition energy. And then the last card we got as a base energy read is Judgment, which is all about fulfilling your purpose, being called. It's like a divine calling, right? Living your dreams, knowing yourself, and balance. So let's get some clarity here. Judgment, recalling. Yeah, it looks like you're retreating from some kind of conflict. Don't really have enough to go on at the moment, but we'll keep going. Gemini energy, please, Spirit. We're looking for any more information on Gemini collective. Why is the Five of Wands, Four of Swords, and Judgment here, Spirit? Tell me more about the Gemini collective, please, Spirit. Gemini collective. Gemini collective. One more shuffle. Gemini collective, Spirit. Gemini collective, please, Spirit. Any more information on the Gemini collective, please, Spirit? 12th house. Active. Mutable. 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 That's Gemini. So we've got the 12th house here, and the 12th house is Pisces energy. It's all about the deep subconscious. It's psychic energy. The 12th house. And then we've got active. And mutable. And Gemini is a mutable air sign. And the mutables are known as the editors, right, of the zodiac. Okay, let's get a little bit more information here. 12th house. The 12th house corresponds to Pisces and Neptune. This is the house that transcends it all. Letting go of attachments, the material world, and the ego are all of essence here. This dreamy house leads itself to surrender, spiritually, eternally consciousness, and soul evolution. The bright side of the 12th house is spirituality, metaphysical, mystical experiences, transcendence, meditation, letting go of mundane concerns, ego, and collective consciousness. Wow. And then the next card we have here is active. Now, active. The active polarity is associated with air and fire signs. Air. It's associated with air and fire signs in the corresponding planets and houses. This energy flows outward and is expressive, enthusiastic, sociable, and energetic. Well, that sounds just like Gemini. I'm still learning this deck. I just got it like a couple weeks ago, so I'm still learning all of these cards. But that sounds exactly like Gemini. Yeah, I feel like the 12th house here is tapping into the Four of Swords energy. Like you just got done with a conflicting situation or circumstance. Now that could be a person, a place, a thing. It could be really anything. We'll get more clarity on the Five of Wands and why it's here. But the 12th house is definitely feeling like it's paired with the Four of Swords. Like you were in a conflict and now you're in deep meditation or contemplation on what has happened. And with active and mutable here, it seems like there's a conflict, right? Because Geminis are so social and active, and to be in the Four of Swords for very long is not in Gemini's nature. Gemini is a social butterfly. They love to go out and have fun and interact with people. And so the Four of Swords being here, it kind of makes me feel like you're healing from something. Yeah. But you're starting to wake up though. You're starting to come out of this. It looks like you've kind of been in a like time out for a little bit. And then because we have Judgment here. And Judgment is all about rising to a calling, basically. Like, look at this card. There's a guy, he's got a flute. Yeah. There's a guy with a flute and he's playing the music and there's these like souls coming up out of the ground. So that's like resurrection energy. Like, you've been in a quiet space after a conflict, but now you're being called to action. You're being called to activate and get back into your Gemini, social Gemini energy. With active and mutable here. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, Spirit. Can you give us some more information on the Five of Wands and why it's here for Gemini? Can you give me some more information on the Five of Wands and why it's here for Gemini? More information on the Five of Wands and why it's here for Gemini, please. More information on the Five of Wands and why it's here for Gemini, please. One more shuffle. Can we get some more information on the Five of Wands and why it's here for Gemini, please? Why it's here for Gemini Collective, please, Spirit? Yeah. I feel like pulling from the top. Okay. Growth. Spiritual cleansing. That came out for Aries too. That came out in Aries reading. We've got release at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Growth, spiritual cleansing. Yeah, you need this energy of the Five of Wands is you're still carrying that. Whatever that conflict was, I mean, in this card, it looks like friendly conflict, but I don't know, traditionally, the Five of Wands is arguing, fighting, conflict, strife, competition, jealousy. It's not a good card in the traditional Rider-Waite. So it's a little weird to see these two people smiling at each other. This is a newer deck too, like, so I'm not really used to this deck either. But yeah, I mean, with growth and spiritual cleansing here, it does feel like you are still connected to this, like it's still in your energy. You haven't fully released it with release at the bottom of the deck. Like you haven't fully released that situation. It's still in your mind, in your energy. And with growth and spiritual cleansing here, this definitely feels like it keeps coming back to the Four of Swords. Like you're in this rest, you know, trying to release this negative energy and cleanse yourself spiritually. But, you know, conflict is all about growth, right? Because conflicts, they help us figure out what we don't want, right? They help us figure out what we do want by letting us know what we don't want, is what I mean. And conflict is all about growth, right? It causes expansion. It's a catalyst. Beautiful. Spirit, can you tell us more about the Four of Swords and why it's here for Gemini Collective? Why is the Four of Swords here for Gemini Collective? Whoa. Relief. Oh. Whoa. Relief. Whew. I just got chills like on the back of my head. That matches the Four of Swords energy. The Four of Swords is all about retreating. It's relief from a conflict. Now, the card that comes before the Four of Swords is the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is all about heartbreak. You're getting relief from a conflict. I want to get another card for Four of Swords for Gemini. Spirit, can you give us another card for the Four of Swords in the Gemini Collective? Another card for the Four of Swords in the Gemini Collective, please. Another card for the Four of Swords in the Gemini Collective. Thank you. Knowledge! What? What? I got chills in the back of my head again. Ooh. This came out in Aries reading as well. This came out in Aries reading as well. Yeah, you're learning. You're learning from these experiences. You're gaining knowledge and wisdom from these experiences. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be happening. Whatever you went through, the conflict, it was supposed to be happening. Because it'll help teach you more about yourself and about how to approach conflict, how to deal with conflict and process conflict. You're learning from this experience. Heck yeah. That's crazy. This came out for Aries too. Wow, relief and the Four of Swords. Yeah. I want to know more about judgment. Spirit, why is judgment here for the Gemini collective, please? Why is judgment here for the Gemini collective? Why is judgment here for the Gemini collective, please? Why is judgment here for the Gemini collective? Focus, gratitude, transmute. Oh, wow. Judgment, right? Being called to action, being resurrected from the dead, right? Spirit wants you to focus on gratitude to transmute this negative energy. Duh. Ooh, baby. This is so cool. I can't hold up that many cards. But we've got focus on gratitude, and transmit that negative energy like an alchemist, baby. You turn lead into gold, baby. Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Yeah. You're learning from this situation. You're definitely learning. You're going to be better equipped the next time you end in a conflicting situation, like whatever this was that you were in. You're going to be better equipped to handle it because you're learning from this. You're going into meditation, retreating, and getting relief from that conflict. And you are learning from it with the knowledge card. You're learning. Like I said, you know, we learn what we do want by learning what we don't want first sometimes. Yeah. Okay, I'm a little nosy. I want to know a little bit more about this Five of Wands and what exactly that was. What was this conflict? Focus, gratitude, transmute. Whoa. Psychic energy. Yeah, you're going into your deep subconscious. You're going into you did go into a meditative state. You retreated and you got relief and you went into the 12th house, which is all about psychic energy, the deep subconscious. You're going deep into thought and thinking about what happened. But Geminis can't stay there long. You can't stay there long. You would get too bored. Geminis are way too social. They can't spend too much time alone. Okay, Spirit, one more shuffle, please. One more shuffle. Spirit, can you tell me more about what this Five of Wands is in the collective Gemini energy, please? Why is the Five of Wands here? What happened? What happened with this Five of Wands? Whoa. Oh. It's the Ace of Cups reversed. Somebody poured your love cup out. You gave somebody your love cup and they poured it out. Oh my gosh, I keep dropping this card. Ace of Cups in reverse. Somebody poured your love cup out. You were so excited about this too. You were super optimistic about it. And It just did not turn out the way you hoped. Tell me more. What? Oof. Oh no! The Queen of Cups in reverse. Another cups. Cups symbolize emotion. They're a water element, but they're all about emotion. Yeah. Yeah, there's an argument. I'm seeing an argument in my mind. I'm seeing, and I just like got something in my right eye. I'm seeing an argument in my mind. A little bit of he said, she said, blaming each other about something. I'm seeing like very dramatic finger pointing going on. Oh, what's this? This card came out too? The Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh, this came out in Taurus's reading. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the last card in the zodiac, or the last card in the tarot deck. It symbolizes ending or completion of a cycle. It can also represent karma and the spinning of the wheel. This is change. This represents change. Or sorry, not the last card of the tarot deck. That's the World. Sorry, that was in Taurus's reading. No, this is the first time I've gotten the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, it's not, it's karma and change, right? It's the spinning of the wheel, you know? Sorry, I got the World and the Wheel of Fortune mixed up in my head for a minute. Yeah, that's karma. So this person that you were involved with was what they call a karmic partner. Now, karmic partners are awesome, right? They are so amazing because they will teach us. They will teach us so much about ourselves. And Gemini, you know, it's all about communication and interactions with others. But Gemini's tarot card is the Lovers. So Gemini is number 6, and its card is the Lovers or the Twins. And I feel like for a lot of Geminis, I have my North Node and my Chiron in Gemini. And I feel like for a lot... Sorry about that, Gemini, the camera cut off. But what I was saying is, I feel like for a lot of Geminis, you learn through interactions with other people, and you learn from your experiences in relationships. It's part of your destiny. It's how you learn more about yourself. So don't see this 5 of Wands energy as a loss, right? It's not. It was an opportunity to learn and grow. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get one of these oracle cards here. Shuffle this. Yeah. And I feel like you're already doing that. Like, you've got the right idea. You've got the right energy with the 4 of Swords. Rest, relaxation, recuperate, relief. And you've got the right idea. Just keep that up with the 12th house here. Go into your mind, go into your thoughts, but don't overdo it though. Don't overdo it. Don't think too hard. Which I know Geminis like to do. Gemini and Libra. Yeah, they're definitely overthinkers of the zodiac. Very logically minded. Okay, Spirit. Can you tell us more about the collective thank you for Gemini? We've got the Clover, number 2. clover. Well, a clover is luck, right? Good luck. And you've got Jupiter in your sign right now. Jupiter is all about good fortune and expansion. Oh my gosh. Yes. This Jupiter energy, things are going to change. Things are going to start looking up, and you're going to find yourself, and just release all of this, all this conflict, let it go. Tomorrow's a new day, and just wait and have faith in the universe, because you've got really amazing things coming. You are going to have a stroke of luck. So keep your chin held high. Things are going to look up. Your luck is going to turn, and this is just amazing. Harness the energy of Jupiter in Gemini with the clover, good luck, good fortune, and expansion, growth, right? Growth. Look at this situation as an opportunity. It was a beautiful opportunity for you to learn more about yourself. Right? I know it was hard. I know it was emotional, but our emotions are like a compass, right? They tell us which way we need to go and which way we need to turn away from. If you're in a relationship or a situation that is not filling your love cup, but pouring it out, that's a clear sign with your emotions that you need to go a different route. And sometimes if we don't consciously make the decision to go the other way, Spirit will step in and bring like a tower or judgment and make the call for you. They'll come in, and Spirit will come in and cause the situation to erupt, and it'll just be worse. But if you can recognize those signs earlier on, if you end up in those situations again, then it'll just be a little bit better emotionally for you. The clover, good luck and good fortune with Jupiter. How cool. How cool. All right. I'm really feeling like I need to pull from this deck here, which I don't use very often, but Spirit is, making a mess. Spirit is calling me to use this deck right here. It's a really big deck, but I have a feeling I'm supposed to pull the last card from this deck. So any final messages or words of wisdom for the Gemini collective, please, Spirit? Any final messages or words of wisdom for the Gemini collective, please, Spirit? Any words of wisdom or final messages for the collective, please, Spirit? Words of wisdom or advice, please? One more shuffle. Words of wisdom or advice for the Gemini collective, please, Spirit. Whoa. Okay. You just flow with it, right? You just flow with it. When something catches you off guard, you just flow with it. Words of advice or wisdom for the Gemini collective, please, Spirit. I feel like this needs to be on top. Words of advice or wisdom from the Gemini collective, please, Spirit. Number 57. Number 57. This deck is called the Blind Spot Oracle, It's like it helps you become aware of things that are in your blind spot that you don't see or that you can't see. Okay, 57. Here we go. Blinding optimism. If you have drawn this sigil, it means that in this situation, your optimism is blinding you to actual reality. Optimism is associated with many positive things, such as increased success, better physical, emotional, and mental health, increased life expectancy, and better recovery from adversity. Having a positive outlook is a positive thing. It is a positive thing until you are using it to deny the negative. That does sound like Gemini, doesn't it? You can't ignore it. You don't want to sit in the negative energy for too long, but you have to face it and you have to accept it and learn from it. And, an authentic positive outlook is ideal. But if it's an inauthentic positive outlook or inauthentic optimism, then be careful of that, because it means you're denying how sad you are. With the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse, that was a very emotional situation. I mean, 2 love cups poured out. And the Queen of Cups is holding the Ace of Cups as well. Yeah. Okay, let's go on. So, having a positive outlook is a positive thing. It is a positive thing until you are using it to deny the negative. This makes positivity nothing more than an illusionary denial. It may benefit you to also spend some time accepting the energy of Sigil 10 and coming to understand its message just now. When our motives for being optimistic take us away from awareness, our positive distortions of personal attributes, capabilities, and estimation of the future can usually lead to negative outcomes. For example, optimism often gives us a flawed perception of risks, and those who underestimate risks do not take necessary action to avoid them. We may be using a whole host of coping mechanisms and mistaking them for something good because they are causing us to feel optimistic. We may be using optimism as a coping mechanism in and of itself. If we are doing this, chances are that we are using optimism to avoid the feeling of helplessness. Positive focus does a lot of good, but there is one enormous caveat to that rule, one massive exception. Positive focus works on everything except for the things you're trying to use positive focus to avoid. Another way of saying this is positive focus works except for when it is used as a tool to enable our own resistance. It is a guarantee that whatever you resist will persist. The question to ask yourself in this scenario is, what would I do differently if I knew my optimism were misguided in this scenario? There are times when optimism pays off, but this is not one of those times. You are currently using optimism to avoid seeing what is real, and you are about to make choices. You're about to make choices and take actions based on something other than reality. Wow. It says it may benefit you to also spend some time accepting the energy of Sigil 10. So let's find out what Sigil 10 is. Denial. If you have drawn this sigil, you're currently in denial about the situation. The question is, what are you avoiding, admitting, or accepting? Oh wait, the question is, what are you avoiding admitting to or accepting? Denial is refusing to accept or admit the truth of reality, of something unpleasant. An example of this is a person who has been left by their spouse and continues to think and speak and act as if they are just on vacation. Ooh. When we can't deal with or change or eliminate something painful in order to avoid despair, we simply deny whatever is painful. But it is a powerfully unconscious state of being, because to slip into denial, a person has to stop seeing, feeling, and hearing any proof to contradict it. At some level, they have to go into a bubble so as not to be reached by the proof of the world. You might think that denial is a good tool. After all, if someone can ignore proof in a law of attraction-based universe and focus on what they want to be true, they will manifest that into reality, right? Wrong. Denial is a state of resistance and suppression. It is a pushing against what is unwanted. It is a refusal to accept something. It is a war with what is. And whatever we resist persists. Keep in mind that denial is not just about denying that there is a problem. Some people see there is a problem, but their denial comes in the form of minimizing the impact it has on their lives, excusing it, forgetting it, or rationalizing it. Denial does not work because unless you know where you actually are, you cannot know where you want to be. And that's what I was saying. Like, sometimes you have to know what you don't want so that you do know what you do want, right? And then this says, denial does not work because unless you know where you actually are, you cannot know where you want to be. And you can't take the appropriate step between here and there. The lurking shadow underneath the denial is that the person who is in denial knows in some place inside himself or herself that they are lying to themselves. One of the most dangerous places for there to be in denial is in relationships. Denial in a relationship makes a relationship impossible. People may be in the same room physically, but they are in different realities completely. And usually the one who is not coping with denial is in torment because they are not just alone, they are alone in their pain. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid I might be in denial about right now? Make a list. Denial runs deep, but often it doesn't run deep enough to totally silence the little voice inside that is warning you about the potential truth of an unpleasant reality. Whoa! This card! There are two people. Remember, this card really tripped me up. I was like, what? Wait. The Five of Wands is all about conflict, strife, competition, jealousy, anger, arguing. But on this card, the two people in an arm wrestle are smiling. That looks a lot like denial to me. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Okay, denial runs deep, but often it doesn't run deep enough to totally silence the little voice inside that is warning you about the potential truth of an unpleasant reality. Then ask yourself, with each item on the list, if the voice of denial were not so loud. Look at this card. You see there's two people in an arm wrestle, but behind it is this big, dark, black figure. Holy smokes. This is a perfect representation of denial. Holy smokes. Okay, if the voice of denial were not so loud, what would the unpleasant voice underneath it be saying to me about this situation? See if you can really accept those unpleasant truths. Acceptance is the opposite of denial and avoidance. What does it mean to accept something? To accept is to recognize something as valid or correct. Doing this makes your being doing this makes your being consent to receiving it and digesting it as truth, instead of fighting to not acknowledge it and take it in. Acceptance has nothing to do with condoning something or condemning something. It has nothing to do with whether you want to change something or not. It is simply about being able to acknowledge something as valid, enough to let that acknowledgement in, instead of fighting to keep it out. Whoa. If you have drawn this sigil, take a look at the situation and ask yourself, what am I unwilling to accept about this situation? What am I unwilling to accept that? Why am I unwilling to accept that? If I accepted that, what would it mean? Or what bad thing would happen? I'm going to read that one more time. If you have drawn this sigil, take a look at the situation and ask yourself, what am I unwilling to accept about this situation? Why am I unwilling to accept that? If I accepted that, what would it mean, or what bad thing would happen? Wow. Okay. Denial, huh? Toxic positivity? Toxic optimism? Well, either or. It looks like you're in meditation and you're thinking about this. You're in a state of retreat. And with Jupiter in your sign, you've got good things coming. You've got good luck coming. So just stay focused on that and about learning from the situation. I think that's what Spirit's trying to say here. Absolutely. Okay, let's get one final card. One final message for the Gemini Collective, please, Spirit. Wow, that sigil was intense. One final message from the collective, please. Sorry, one final message for the collective, please. What do they really need to focus on to get through this? What should they do? Focus on, use your psychic abilities, use your deep thought 12th house energy to really focus on this and see where you might be using toxic optimism in your life. It's important to face our emotions. Denying them is not healthy. They will resurface. If you stuff those emotions down, they will resurface later, or you'll continue to attract the same situations until you learn your lesson. Okay, one more shuffle, Spirit. What is the Gemini Collective's advice, Spirit? Any other advice for the Gemini Collective, please? Whoa! Whoa! The reflection. Yeah, that is what this sigil was all about, reflection. Spirit is saying, look inward. Look inward and think about where you're using toxic optimism or toxic positivity in your life. Like, it's okay to be sad. You know, it's okay to be sad. I think we often, run away from our sadness. And anything you run away from is just going to resurface over and over again. Sometimes you have to just go through it, right? You just have to go through it. It's like a swamp. It's like a murky swamp you've got to go through. I just got a visual in my head of, you know, that movie, The Never-Ending Story? Remember when he's dragging the horse through the swamp, right? It was so sad. Oh my gosh. But the only way to the other side is through. You can't go around. You got to go through it. And you got to reflect and go into your Four of Swords energy. Retreat for a little while. And then come back renewed. Yeah. And you will. You will. Just give yourself some time. Give yourself some love. Call upon your friends. Sending you all the love in the world, Gemini. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Namaste.